Love builds a bridge over which truth can pass. The next encounter that I had was with a woman named Phyllis. Now, Phyllis was evil. Phyllis was a real problem because I went to work for Focus on the Family, Dr. James Dobson. Moral Majority, anyone remember those days? He was one of the major leaders along with Billy Graham and Liberty University president, I can't remember his name. Jerry Falwell, yeah, exactly, yeah. And so I went to work for Focus on the Family. I was on fire. And this evil woman worked there named Phyllis, and the reason she was evil is because she was one of you. So you remember the first Catholic I ever met, and the terrorizing and the beating and the horrifying things that he did. This Southern Baptist church I joined was very anti-Catholic. And so my wounds fit really well with the false doctrine they were teaching. Roman Catholicism was the main text, if you remember that. You probably are familiar with it, Chris. Just full of lies and distortions. But Phyllis was evil and bad because she was one of you, and she was in an evangelical organization with a statement of faith that was anti-Catholic. And so I thought she just must have lied, and she's infiltrating. And so every time I passed Phyllis in the hallway, I would do what was done to me later. Well, not to me, but because I was attitudinally not one to be picked on ever. But we would do drive-bys. So I would tell Phyllis, because I was so full of love now, knowing Jesus, of course, I would tell Phyllis, you're going to hell. You're a Mary worshiper. You know, what are you doing here at Focus on the Family? And Phyllis was a lousy apologist for Catholicism. I don't remember a word that she ever said. But Phyllis never ran away from me. So I still, while I was at Focus on the Family, I'm ashamed of this. I won the Scrooge Award without trying. I give an annual award out every year. My nickname was Nuke because I had a serious anger issue. I was very sensitive to people below me, always have been. But if you were like a peer or above me and what you're saying didn't make sense, and we were in a meeting, that was going to be made clear to everyone. I have no clue why they tolerated me. But I treated Phyllis like that. But she never ran from me, and she kept coming back and saying, would you like to have a conversation? And she would listen, and we would talk. And then one day, Phyllis was quitting. And I thought, good, let's get rid of the heretic, clean the place up a little bit, and hopefully not let any more in. I became an executive there later, and attempted to kind of solidify that. But so she's leaving. There's this big party, and there are about as many people here as there were at her going away party. She was very well loved. And I was in another department nearby, connected, and they said, hey, Phyllis is leaving. There's a birthday party or a leaving party. You need to come. And I said, good, no, not coming. And so they eventually sent someone who was superior to me in authority and said, you're coming. And so I had to set aside my work and come to this meeting. And so when I got to the meeting, there were 5 chairs lined up in the front, similar like this, but there were high chairs where your feet are off the ground. I had no idea what was going on, and I was told to sit in the first of the 5 chairs. And then Phyllis began to recount to the whole group how I had helped her in her faith and the virtues of the challenges and the difficulties in dealing with me was a gift to her. And then she took off my shoes and she washed my feet. And I had not had anyone touch me like that. Especially not someone that I treated so poorly. Love builds a bridge over which truth can pass. And I don't mean using your stupid turn signals when you change lanes. And I don't mean holding the door as a courtesy. And I don't even mean acting nice. What I mean is getting into the face and into the lives of people who are suffering, and looking past all your discomfort and being around them, showing them extraordinary acts of love. And then when the time comes, then it's time to speak.